I'm Birta, and happy Halloween! Today, I want to make the trifecta of Halloween things. I want to make something to eat, which must be scary themed. I want to make costumes, and I want to make decorations. So we have those three things that I want to make for today's video. I was going to make something very spectacular, a whole ass costume that had all the elements in it. But between working and being sick, I haven't had the time to make it. Today we're just gonna make something more casual, fun, nice, but still three things. For the decoration, I have this jack-o'-lantern. For the costumes, I'm gonna make my bunnies into ghosts. Ooh, ghost. And for the edible thing, I'm gonna make a scary pie. Oh. While I take all the goop out of this, let's start with the pie. I've made like crumbles, but I have never made a proper pie. I want to make the top layer into like a face. That's scary. It's probably not gonna be 3 out of 3 in this video, is it? No. And here's where you measure out the dry ingredients and weigh the wetter ingredients before adding them in a mixing bowl and, well, mixing. When mixed, take it to a table and finish kneading it so it all sticks together. Split it into 2 parts and roll that thing out. Make sure it fits your pie dish. I Frankenstein some pieces into place. I also made a quick caramel. Stir butter and flour, add sugar and brown sugar and water and stir. Bring to a boil and turn off the heat and let cool down. I know I don't look my best and just my skin is very angry at the moment, so I don't want to put makeup over it. I know I do have the sewing machine here. I'm gonna try to do it just easy, simple, just cutting and making holes and maybe catch some photos of the bunnies being tiny little ghosts.
Það er þetta nóg. Þetta er ekki nóg. Þegar þetta svona, þá nærir þetta ekki á hausnum á þér. Má sjá, ennast eftir líka minn baða. Þetta er allavega ekki nóg. Best mín.
I measured the white fabric that I have, and this is slightly too short for Gunnar's length, but since it's slightly too short for him, it's definitely going to be more than enough for Maya. So I'm gonna just cut this for her and trying to figure out what I need for him. Oh no, we still have a butt out. Hi. While Gunnar really enjoyed being under the sheet and Maya watched from afar, I want to check in back with the pumpkin covering thing. I have removed everything from inside of here and actually cleaned it on the outside. I kept the pumpkin seeds and I think I'm gonna make them into a snack, like roasted pumpkin seeds with just salt and butter and put them in the oven. Let's see what that looks like, shall we? I cleaned and rinsed the seed and dried them overnight. The next morning I found the recipe and added butter and salt. I blended that, put it in a pan and into the oven for probably way too long because it tasted burnt and gross. 1 out of 10, would not bother again. This is the second time ever that I've done this. What kind of surprised me the most is how interesting the smell of pumpkin is. I can't say I like it. If you give me a sample of the smell and ask me, what is this smell? I would have never have guessed pumpkin, because to me it's a little bit chemical. I don't know, it's not as vegetable-y as I would have thought. I don't know. maybe it's just this jack-o'-lantern. I'm not actually going to go a whole lot inside. I'm more doing etching, I think, which is kind of, if you put some light into it, it will be more like this actually. I'll show you. Just the kind of shadow puppet thing. I had a very vague idea what I want to do, and I drew up some reference, which in theory sounds right, but I would not recommend if you fully don't know what you're doing. I powered up my Dremel and got to work, and I'll be the first to say it's not crazy easy and very, very, very messy. Etching is a lot harder than I thought. I'm gonna take a break for the evening. I really thought I would finish this, but my hand is killing me. Let's have a look at the costumes. I think I'm gonna do it at an angle, so do it like a crystal diamond shape. And since he's so extremely comfortable with this, I think I'm just gonna kind of put in all the holes that I need, just with him under here. He is extremely just comfortable, so I'm gonna utilize that. My little ghost boy. I don't need any pressure at all because he is so calm. And one ear. Oh, Gunsamin. Just one more time that I'm gonna bother you while you're sleeping. Ta-da! It looks kind of good. I need to make the eye holes bigger, but also I want to round this out because if you are putting white sheets over your head or just over anybody's head, you don't really want sharp angles. Think about it nice. Think about it nice, Benjamin. Ooh. Maya was surely not as crazy about the idea of becoming a ghost and did a proper escape artist trick right in my hands and disappeared to the balcony. While the bunnies cuddled after all the scary ghost activity, I cut and cored apples. I then added the apples to the pie with frozen berries, which was a mistake, but I wanted the color and couldn't stop myself. As for the face, I made sure the top would fit the pie and started cutting and molding. Here she is. I'm gonna call her Veronica, just because. She's gonna go into the oven. I added berries. I don't know how it's gonna go. So it's not just the normal regular apple pie. It has a little bit of a red coloring to it. And we'll see how she turns out. I continued to use the Dremel and realized maybe that using a knife would be better. I added this ghost and I think I'm actually gonna stop here because carving this, doing all of this, I think has messed up my skin. I had to put on gloves when I was taking everything out because it was stinging. So maybe I'm allergic to pumpkin, I don't know. This is a shitty pumpkin that I made. Wish it could have been better, but it's a ghost, just like the bunnies. Ooh, everything's a ghost. pumpkin was the best, and the costumes were not popular, but obviously it's just 2 holes. It's probably easier with animal like a dog or something. I even tried to cut a hole for Gunnar's face. He was like a knight or a nurse from the 1800s or something, which, I mean, it's a vibe, it's just not a ghost. 2 out of 3 are currently a bust, so I'm just holding out hope that the pie is gonna be at least fine. I finished making Victoria, and here she is in all her glory. She's messed up, don't get me wrong, she's not looking great, but if you listen to this, that's a proper... Sounds a little bit thick, to be honest, but I don't know. I also remember that I forgot to put cinnamon in it. I also broke it when I was taking the photos, so if I don't like the crust on top here, she can have a brain surgery. I tried the pie crust on its own. Don't like it, not really. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, this is like a poltergeist. It's basically just cooked fruits with caramel at this point. So whenever you try to get something, it just... I don't know, it's not doing it for me. That's kind of 3 for 3 and even +1 because the pumpkin seeds were not good either. So it's kind of 3 for 3 bad stuff that I made. At least I do hope you enjoyed the video. And apparently now if I tell you to subscribe to my channel. Down below the subscribe button should be glowing or something. Let me know if that happens because that sounds magical. But the best thing about making stuff that you maybe don't like or wouldn't do the same way again is that now you know and you don't have to go through making it again, at least not the same way, and you can maybe change it. So this is not my ideal, but it's also, I kind of threw the berries in there for some color and I think that ruined it, and I forgot the cinnamon. With the pumpkin, pumpkin carving is just apparently not for me. I don't have the patience for it. With the ghost costumes, well, they're bunnies. They don't like costumes, and especially not costumes that covers their beautiful faces, so can't be too mad about it. The only way is up from here is kind of what I'm saying. Until the next one, bye! She just looks tired.